This is Fred Richani of TSC News right here on YouTube to recap WWE Monday Night Raw, August 7th, 2017. It has been a while, hasn't it, since I've recapped Raw live, but I had some free time. Thought I'd take a few minutes to recap the show for you guys, maybe answer a few questions, tell you everything that's going on in the world of TSC News, which is a whole lot at the moment. But we had a whole lot going on Monday Night Raw. The big news going into the show was Bayley separated her shoulder in a match with Nia Jax last week. Unfortunately, she's out of her women's title match with Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam. So we had not one, but two triple threat matches here tonight in Toronto to determine two number one contenders who will face off next week in a number one contenders match, which will lead to just one number one contender taking on Alexa Bliss. Why they couldn't just do a 6-woman match, I'm not really sure. Why they couldn't have had Summer Rae, who's been on the sidelines forever, who has a ton of Instagram followers, who's been in Maxim's Hot 100 this year. Why they couldn't have her in the damn match, I have no freaking idea. But I got to say, with all due respect to the women we saw tonight, I respect the hell out of all of them. But Summer Rae definitely belonged in there as well. Hashtag justice for Summer Rae. So, we opened the show with Brock Lesnar coming out. The Miz cut a promo on him. It was sort of Miz TV. It was more Miz owning Paul Heyman verbally. He was so great on the mic, making fun of the fact that he's going to take his ball and go home if Brock Lesnar loses. He cashed a check, or he wrote a check that Brock Lesnar's ass can't cash at SummerSlam because it's a fatal four-way, and there's a very good chance that Brock's not going to come out of it as champion and then leave WWE forever. And there's a chance that Brock Lesnar may be the most dominant champion of all time, but he'll still lose the match because he doesn't have to be pinned or submitted to lose. It's really weird here. It was almost like they were leaning towards the idea that Brock may retain the title, which I'm fine with, but that was a very strong direction right there. So, we had Miz cut that promo, and then Paul Heyman cut another promo, a great one, and he said, "Miz, do you and your wife role play? Let's role play." Well, Bo, I think you're Braun Strowman. Or Miz, I think you're like Roman Reigns. And Bo, I think you're Braun Strowman. And Curtis Axel, I think you're Samoa Joe. And this is Brock Lesnar. And Brock just absolutely destroyed Miz in the Miztourage. Not a great look for the Intercontinental Champion at all, or the Intercontinental Championship, but it is Brock Lesnar. And Miz is so great on the mic that even though he got destroyed this week and has been made to look like a joke in recent weeks, I think in the long run he'll be fine because he's the Miz, and as he says, he is awesome. By the way, if you guys are watching this live, please feel free to click the like button, share this with all your friends. You can also like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Sports Courier. Pat Sikowski says, dude, the green is on the video. Come on. Yeah, he's talking about my Facebook video where I made a quick promo. Listen, man, sometimes I like to show people behind the scenes, okay? For a while, I just said, you know what? I have to be set up to do live streams because I care about quality for you guys. I like to put out quality content. But you know what? Sometimes there's breaking news like the Bayley news. Sometimes people get suspended. Sometimes people get released. And I happen to be in the office in New York. Like today, it happened to be a rainy day in New York City in Soho. What am I going to do? Am I just going to wait till I get home to talk to all of my friends here? Or am I going to get on that microphone? Am I going to get on my phone, stream live on Facebook, stream live on YouTube, and give you guys the news? So, hey, Pat, I get what you're saying, but hey, man, at the end of the day, I got to do my duty as a breaking news broadcaster. Oh, man. Poor Miz, though. He was destroyed, although not as destroyed as poor Dana Brooke. Oh, my God. I'll talk about that in a second. We had Sheamus beat Seth Rollins. This was a pretty good match. Cesaro distracted Seth Rollins, and Sheamus got the win with the epic schoolboy / roll-up combo that seems to defeat everybody. We had Jason Jordan destroy a guy named Jean-Pierre Goulet. Curtis Axel was supposed to face Jason Jordan, which is ironic because Curtis Axel more or less was kind of in that Jason Jordan role in 2013. He was made a Paul Heyman guy, the son of Mr. Perfect. He's destined for greatness, and he ended up bombing. And with all due respect to Curtis Axel, while he could have gotten some more help from Paul Heyman, Or I don't even say more help from Paul Heyman. I'd say more help from maybe Triple H and some of the other people he worked with early on. At the end of the day, I mean, let's face it, Curtis Axel's Curtis Axel. He's a really good pro wrestler. He's a solid worker and all that stuff, but he ain't the next Kurt Hennig or anything, unfortunately for him. And Jason Jordan, even though he's the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle, not the real son of Kurt Angle, so far not good. He came out here, was a complete heel. It seems weird because on one hand, they sent this jobber out. Curtis Axel was laying in the back going, "Argh," and Kurt Angle's like, "Hey, you want a match? You got a match with Jason Jordan. Go, take your opportunity." Crowd was chanting, "Let's go, jobber." He got a way bigger pop than Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan got the win with his neckbreaker combo, where he lifts the guy up for a suplex and hits the neckbreaker. Kind of similar to the finish that Gable and Jordan used to have as a double team and a modified version of neckbreaker. But this was not a good showcase for Jason Jordan, unless they plan on making him a heel. It seems like a little bit of a slow burn. They brought up the boos last week. This week they said nothing about the boos. They said nothing about people booing and not reacting to Jason Jordan. I would think they'd acknowledge it on commentary if they are planning on turning him heel. I would actually turn him heel, but down the road. Do your best to make him into a babyface, and then eventually have him turn on Kurt Angle. That's what I would do. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a deal where Jason Jordan is a heel to everybody but his father, Kurt Angle, and Kurt loves him so much. And then come, say, Survivor Series time or Royal Rumble time or even WrestleMania time, if Jason Jordan somehow stays relevant enough by then, he can turn on Kurt Angle and you set up a big WrestleMania match. I don't think anybody outside of Jason Jordan's immediate family is clamoring for Angle versus Jordan at WrestleMania or any pay-per-view. But if we have to get at least one Kurt Angle match, I think fans would rather see it against anyone really than no Kurt Angle match at all. But of course, that all depends on his health. We had Bayley come out to cut a promo that unfortunately died a miserable death. This poor girl, she came out to cut this promo talking about her shoulder injury, how she's devastated she's off of SummerSlam. She wanted to thank all the people that tweeted at her and sent her posts, and the Toronto crowd just booed her. And this girl, who has rarely been booed in her career, gets flustered, tries to repeat herself. Crowd just drowns her out. Corey Graves had a cover for her and say, "Oh, it's Bizarro World in Toronto." That's their code name for Toronto or any city anytime they react differently than expected. But poor Bayley just got drowned out with boos. She said if she wants to see somebody else compete for the title, it's her best friend, Sasha Banks. And Sasha came out, gave her a hug, and man, poor Bayley. I want to say she rode off into the sunset. She faded more so into the fog and moonlight. This poor girl. I think she really needs to reinvent herself. WWE's done a number on her. It is ridiculous how badly they've screwed up this character. This character 2 years ago was impossible to boo. She was like the John Cena of NXT, but like even more likable. Whereas, John Cena gets the boos just for fun, and some people legitimately hate John Cena. No, she was like a universally loved babyface. I mean, such a pure babyface. Honest to God, I truly believe this. If she had been pushed correctly, I think she would have had a chance. Maybe not now because of how mainstream John Cena's become, but I think for a short time she could have maybe become the female John Cena, or hell, just the one and only Bayley. That level of merchandise, though, I really think she could have at least maybe scratch that potential. And unfortunately, it's been derailed. It was too much too soon when she got called up, and WWE rushed her story. And rather than just protect her and make her the strong babyface, they had her just lose clean inexplicably multiple times to Nia and Alexa Bliss in an embarrassing fashion. And it seemed like leading up to this pay-per-view, they wanted her to be built back up and win the title, and it'd be a nice redemption story. But in reality, she's been booked pretty badly. She's been an awkward babyface. She's cut awkward promos. She's been squashed. I mean, there's no real reason to feel that bad for her. She's been champion. She's had her shot. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. This poor girl, though. Oof. They've done a number on her. We had Sasha tap out Emma in a triple threat match, also featuring Alicia Fox to qualify for the number one contenders match next week. We had Gallows and Anderson beat Enzo and Big Show, and it was later confirmed. I went to take a bathroom break and then get some food, and I got a text alert that said Enzo Amore is going to be hung up in a shark cage. A shark cage, much like Chris Jericho was in that match with Owens and Reigns at Royal Rumble. You know, that great match? Well, instead of that great match where Enzo's suspended above the ring, it's going to be a lame match between Big Cass and the Big Show. I'm just going to skip over that right now because for those that don't know, there are rumors that, actually it's not even rumors. I think it was an actual confirmed report from Sports Illustrated, and I think it was the Extra Mustard is the section on their website. It's pretty credible when it comes to covering pro wrestling stories, and they confirmed that apparently a Buffalo, New York area stripper went on a Twitter rant about Enzo Amore due to his conduct. Now, here's the thing. Isn't Enzo Amore dating Liv Morgan, who is one of the most beautiful women in all of pro wrestling? Why is he going to a strip club if it's not a bachelor party? Or, I mean, I don't... He could do whatever he wants. Maybe they have that type of relationship. But come on, man. I mean, it's one thing for like somebody like, I don't know, Bo Dallas to go to a strip club, and he's happily married too. I'm not going to try to get Bo Dallas in trouble, but I'm just saying, it's Bo Dallas, okay? Nobody's going to care if it's Bo Dallas. But if it's like Enzo Amore, and there's literally only one guy on the planet that looks like Enzo Amore, bad idea, bro. Bad idea, especially when you're repping a PG company. Just saying. So perhaps that's why he's getting buried. Maybe he's getting buried because he's deemed unlikable backstage. That's been the rumors. Who knows? I think he's a good guy to have on your roster. He speaks great. He's over with the fans, and I get they want to punish him, but when it's all said and done, man, like Bayley, they're doing a number on his character. I think they're going to do a huge number on his character, and I think he's going to be less over. And if they put him in 205 Live, oh God, even worse. You know how you could punish a guy? Just take him off TV. Just fine him. Take him off TV for like a week or two. He doesn't get paid. He doesn't get to live the life. And you can fine him. Hurt him where it hurts most if he supposedly is bad for the locker room. In the wallet. Don't make us suffer. We already have to suffer through Big Cass and his Creator Wrestler theme song and his wooden promos where he talks like this. Now we have to freaking suffer through Enzo getting buried as well. Ugh. They are horrible with baby faces. We had Bray Wyatt attack Finn Balor, further teasing the return of the Demon King at SummerSlam. It's okay, I guess. I just don't care for Bray Wyatt. I really liked him winning the WWE Championship earlier this year. And after that, I've kind of been disinterested. He had the worst WWE title match of all time, outside of maybe Miz and Cena for WrestleMania. And he lost that match. He had a horrible House of Horrors match. I try not to blame him or Orton as much as I blame whoever laid out the match and whoever came up with the idea of the match, which was probably Vince McMahon. But he's just had no real character development. When he won the title, I was like, damn, okay, I'm digging this. We're going to get a real serious side of Bray Wyatt here. And instead, he held the title for like 30 days, lost it to Randy Orton, and he's been directionless ever since. Okay, you could say he's a former WWE champion. That's great. Guess what? You could say Dolph Ziggler's a former 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. Where the hell's he been? Where's his career gone since he won the title? Since he lost the title unceremoniously? Down the drain. We had Dean Ambrose beat Cesaro via the epic roll-up finish. Afterwards, he got attacked by Sheamus and Cesaro. Earlier in the night, Sheamus and Cesaro attacked Seth, and Dean did not bother to help because he did not want to get swerved by Seth. They got into a big fight backstage. Seth decided to be the bigger person and save Dean this time around. And then Dean, much like Seth last week, offered the Shield Fist. But Seth walked away. This is actually a really good storyline for both guys. Seth had that feud with Bray that was just death. Dean Ambrose, he had a nice feud with The Miz, but for the most part, he's been stuck in a rut since he lost the WWE Championship last year to AJ Styles. This is something I feel like both guys are really sinking their teeth into. And let's face it, with the Revival injured, we need to spice up the tag team division. With the Hardys possibly not being able to do the broken gimmick, where now they may do a woken gimmick as they're teasing on Twitter, you need a boost, and Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, definitely a boost. For those that don't know either, Scott Dawson. He unfortunately injured his bicep. He's going to be out for the foreseeable future. Not good. I think he's going to have surgery. tough break for the Revival. You had Dash Wilder break his jaw initially when the Revival debuted right after WrestleMania. And now you have Dawson getting injured as well. Not good. They're a great tag team. They really are. But I don't have a lot of faith in Dash as a singles guy. I really don't. Dawson, he's got some more personality. He's got the funny, Oxbaker mustache thing going on there. But Dash, unfortunately, to me anyway, he's just the guy. We had Akira Tozawa defeat Arya Daivari en route to his upcoming Cruiserweight title match with Neville at SummerSlam. Hopefully the match is actually on the main card, but knowing the way they've been booking the Cruiserweights lately, it's probably going to be a prelim on the kickoff show. We had Nia Jax absolutely annihilate, no pun intended, Mickie James and Dana Brooke to qualify for the number one contenders match next week. This was just freaking brutal. Nia Jax threw Mickie James around like a fidget spinner, whatever you want to call those things, a dreidel, a sack of potatoes. I don't know anybody who throws a sack of potatoes, but a frisbee, I don't know, a boomerang, but one that doesn't come back. Oh, just poor Mickie got destroyed. And then Dana Brooke. JBL used to have the clothesline from hell. This was like the clothesline from like 1,000 Suns, Hell, Satan, and Hades himself all wrapped into one. This may have ended Dana Brooke's life. I got to check on Dana Brooke after this because this was brutal. I'm praying she can get a concussion. But for the love of God, I like Nia Jax a lot. She seems like a sweetheart. She's a really likable person in real life. She's very inspirational. I think she's a beautiful woman. She's very marketable. But for the love of God, protect your opponent. This is a damn work. Even with Braun Strowman's matches. Yeah, some matches he was a little rough with guys, but I never got the feeling he killed a guy, right? I don't recall Braun Strowman legit injuring too many guys. I don't. Nia Jax, though, she hurt Emma's eye a couple weeks back where Emma had some redness in her eye. I mean, it was like strained. I don't know what you call that freaking injury, but it was like bloodshot right here. She injured Bayley, of course, last week. A couple months ago, she dropped Charlotte right on her freaking head. I think she was trying to do a sidewalk slam or something. She could have broken Charlotte's neck. And here, she throws Mickie James around recklessly, and she clotheslines the hell out of Dana Brooke. And look, Dana Brooke's not good at all. She is not a good pro wrestler. She does not belong in the ring on the main roster right now. God bless her. But still, you could have pulled back on that clothesline a bit, Nia. So hopefully Dana's okay, but if it turns out this girl's concussed or shaken up, and I hope that's not the case, I won't be surprised. It's very unfortunate. We also had, of course, the main event. Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns, last man standing. This continues the trend of pay-per-view quality matches or pay-per-view level matches in terms of marquee value on free TV. We had it last week with John Cena and Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura beat Cena clean, kicked out of the AA, hit the Kinshasa to become the number one contender for Jinder Mahal's WWE title. What a rib that is, right? You have the dream match of Cena and Nakamura that only got 15 minutes of TV time with one commercial break to set up the winner facing Jinder Mahal. Jesus Christmas. They're talking about Toronto and Bizarro World. WWE booking in general right now is in Bizarro World. Oh my God. So we had Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns, last man standing, after last week's triple threat match with Strowman, Reigns, and Joe, where Roman pinned Joe, which pissed me off because that was Joe's first loss on Raw, if I'm not mistaken, at least a pinfall loss, where he actually got pinned. No build, no nothing. This was an awesome match. A lot of spots, a big spear on the ramp. Strowman threw a chair right at Roman, nearly knocked him out in storyline, although he could have probably knocked him out for real. I mean, he is the monster among men. They brawled all throughout the crowd, and finally, after a lot of close calls, Roman Reigns hit that spear on the ramp. Braun looked like he was going to go down and stay down. Roman was getting ready for an encore, but who should come out of the woodwork? Samoa Joe. Locking in the Kikina clutch. Roman Reigns went out. Braun got the cheap win. Protected Roman. Both guys looked great. But you're giving away a little too much. You're giving away 3/4 of this epic Fatal 4-Way SummerSlam main event 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance. Why? I'm not saying that it won't be dynamic with Lesnar in there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that these guys, all 4 of these guys, aren't capable of having awesome matches with each other and any combination. But Fatal 4-Way matches, multi-man matches, are predicated on multi-person spots, unique spots you're not going to get in a singles match. And I feel like they're doing a lot of between the brawl at the beginning of Raw a few weeks back, between the triple threat match, between tonight, I really feel like they're leaving a lot out on the table and they're going to have their work cut out for them. Lesnar's presence should help quite a bit. I think the crowd will be hot, but still, you're asking a lot of these 4 guys, especially 4 big guys. It's not like these dudes are high flyers where one of them's going to do a moonsault or a shooting star press or a Phoenix splash or something wacky. I mean, these are just big dudes. You can only do so many table spots and so many chair spots. There's so many brawl outside. I'm sure it'll still be a great match. It's going to be very hard for that match not to be great, but I'm just saying. So as far as what's on the horizon for SmackDown, let's take a look at the SmackDown preview. Not really a SmackDown preview at the moment. I'm sure Nakamura and Jinder Mahal are going to have a stare down. I believe on the WWE Network, Baron Corbin tried to attack John Cena afterwards. It didn't air on TV, but I think it aired on the network. So it looks like that's the direction they're going in, Corbin versus John Cena at SummerSlam. If I were WWE, with all due respect to Baron Corbin, I almost called him Braun Strowman, Baron Corbin, I would take the Money in the Bank off of him. I would take that briefcase away from him, put it on the line against John Cena, have John Cena win, and have John Cena be that quote-unquote free agent that could cash it in anywhere. I think that's a way better storyline than Baron Corbin holding the Money in the Bank, cashing in on somebody like, say, Nakamura, and becoming one of the most boring WWE champions in history. Seems like a cool guy. I listened to his Talk is Jericho interview. He's got the confidence of a main eventer, which is great. Unfortunately, he does not have the mic work, and he does not have the in-ring skills of a main event level talent. And you don't need to be a world-class wrestler. Look at Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's great at doing Braun Strowman big man things. But he's not Braun Strowman. He doesn't have the look. He doesn't have the aura. He doesn't have the in-ring skills. He doesn't have the mic skills. He was all right on talking smack on a few unscripted occasions, but that's about it. And you know what? He could block me on Twitter. He could send me a Twitter burn. I'm sure he's really good at sending Twitter burns. That's great. But at the end of the day, do a majority of fans want to buy a ticket to see Baron Corbin? No, they don't. So do the right thing. Do the match with Cena at SummerSlam and have Cena beat him for that briefcase. And you know what you could do? You could leave that as an opportunity for Baron Corbin to disappear for a few weeks. Maybe go back to NXT for a little bit. Maybe just one takeover. Shave his head. Change his look up. Get new tights. Whatever the case may be, just change it up. He comes back stronger. And maybe he doesn't come back and win the world title. But guess what? He could win the US title. He could hold that for a little bit. You can measure the temperature of fan reaction that way for a little while. You could do the anti-Jinder Mahal thing where they just rush Jinder Mahal into the WWE Championship picture. Instead, you could be a little patient with Baron, have him win the US title, hold it for a bit, and if he bombs, then, well, you do whatever you do with him. But if he succeeds, then all right, you can bring him back up to that main event level. He's held his own in multi-man matches. He's been all right on certain occasions with the right workers. But overall, the guy ain't ready for that spot. So again, I'll say this one more time. Cena and Corbin, SummerSlam, book it, have Cena win the briefcase. To me, that's pretty damn intriguing. But we will see what happens there. Ava Marie was released by WWE. She technically requested a release. At least that's what Road Dogg hinted at on Twitter. She was suspended last year for some type of performance enhancer or weight loss pill or something. We don't know the specific drug, but I would assume it was one of those weird shreds supplements she used to be hawking on her Instagram. Kind of unfortunate because she was getting good heat, a really nice push. There's been some rumors, some whispers that her husband/manager was the one that kind of caused the rift between her and WWE, which is very unfortunate. She's a Total Divas OG. Yeah, she was never going to be that good in the ring, but her character did have potential, so it's kind of sad to see her go. Yeah. Oh well. let's get to some of the comments and questions. Faceman Buddha says, it is sad what's happened to Bayley. I never thought I would hear her getting booed like that when she got cut off and was talking about her well wishes. Yeah, it was really sad, really awkward. I felt terrible for the girl, but WWE has nobody to blame but themselves. Jeremy Bauer says this is definitely leading to a Jordan heel turn, revealing the Angle thing was a hoax. No other way to go with this. Yeah, I agree, but I would hope they would at least try to get Jason Jordan over as a babyface for a little bit and then turn him. But maybe they realized after that first week, they said, yeah, this guy's doomed as a babyface. In my opinion, Gable will have a better singles career than Jason Jordan. Hell yeah, Chad Gable definitely the star of the team. As talented as Jason Jordan is, he was a nothing guy in NXT until Chad Gable arrived. Big Cass needs to get moved to SmackDown and be paired with his girlfriend Carmella. In my opinion, that's the only thing that could save his career. I agree. I think Carmella's really good on the mic. She's not great in the ring at all, but she's a really good heel on the mic, and she's working hard to improve. And yeah, her and Big Cass together, I think they'd be pretty annoying together. It'd be a nice dynamic. I don't know what you do with Ellsworth after that. I guess you could kind of make... Actually, you know what? That's a way to turn Ellsworth babyface. Although I don't think an Ellsworth and Big Cass feud is going to do any favors for Big Cass. Alan Wu says, I really wanted to play WWE 2K on my PC, but it literally just blew up during the Raw recap, shaking my head. It turns on, then the power shuts off. How to troubleshoot that? Brother, you may need to get a new power supply, and I'm sorry to hear. Midnight Rider says, man, I really missed your recaps. One of my favorite channels. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Just, yeah, a lot of things have been going on. I want to give you guys just kind of a brief rundown of everything I'm planning on doing. So, most of you may know I now have a TV show in the New York City area. If you're in North Jersey and New York City, you can watch my show, TSC News. Sound familiar? It's a half hour every week, every Thursday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You could also watch it every Friday right here on youtube.com/The Sports Courier. So if you're wondering when my TV show airs, Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Thursday mornings, New York area, MNN2, just Google Manhattan Neighborhood Network. You can follow me on Twitter at Fred Richani, at Sports Courier. All the info you need, where you can find it in your local listings, it's all there. If you're not in the New York area, you can watch the show every Friday, every weekend right here on this YouTube channel. So all episodes we do will be uploaded here. I'm in the process of uploading a lot of these episodes, pretty much all of them on our SoundCloud page too, so you can access them on SoundCloud, iTunes, you name it. If you want to subscribe to our podcast, soundcloud.com/TSC News. And yeah, I recently had a revelation. You see, I went on vacation for 2 weeks in Lebanon. I really needed to clear my mind. Work's been very stressful. I've been trying to really keep up with everything with TSC News and TSC Gaming. For those that don't know, I also have a video game channel, youtube.com/TSC Gaming. And while I love the TV show, while I enjoy working and everything and being in New York City and going back and forth and doing my thing here in New Jersey by the shore, I realized I really miss talking to you guys. And the reason I stopped doing a lot of these live streams is because I was just frankly spread too thin. You know, I needed to take a break from my mental health, from my physical health. I got really unhealthy. I got sick a lot this year. So I'm really dedicating myself to not only getting back in shape with courtesy of DDP Yoga and my Planet Fitness membership, but I'm also rededicating myself to trying to talk to you guys more often. I'm a perfectionist. You know, as you can see, I got the green screen here. I got the set. I got the good lighting. I usually don't like to talk to you guys unless I have this set up because I like to present a better quality product than a lot of the YouTube channels out there. At least I'd hope you think I have one that's better than a lot of YouTube channels out there. But sometimes there's things like breaking news. Sometimes there's times where I just feel like going on an epic rant. Sometimes there's occasions where I'm about to go to the gym and I find out that the Dolphins gave Jay Cutler $13 million freaking dollars. And I have to talk about it. So I got my brand new Samsung S8, which I love very much. I got unlimited data courtesy of T-Mobile. I got that fire lit inside of me again because I got rejuvenated in my homeland of Lebanon. Shout out to my man, Ryan El-Mashtub, who got married there. And I said, you know what, screw it. Anytime I have a chance to go live, whether I'm filming it like this, filming it like this, filming it like this, I'm going to do it and I'm going to talk to you guys about all things sports, all things video games. So you want more Fred, you want more TSC News, you are going to get it. I promise you, you are going to get 110% of Fred. And even if there are days and nights, and there have been a lot of them lately, where you may only get 80% or 70% or 90% depending on how much work I have. I am telling you right now, you are going to get the very best Fred that I could give you any given day, any given night. And just to show my appreciation to all you guys for continuing to support me, couple things. Whoa, almost knocked over my mic there. One, we're going to be coming out with some brand new merch. So if you want to rep TSC News, in a few weeks, we're going to have some new merch available. And for those that originally ordered the OG TSC News shirts, I promise you the shipping is going to go way smoother. I was way in over my head back in the day, but we got a little bit more down on lock this time. Number two, as far as something that you guys can actually get for free, in addition to the great content that TSC News provides, if I do say so myself, I have a gigantic DVD collection. When I say gigantic, I mean gigantic. And I know the WWE Network is around. But I also know that not everybody has a WWE Network. I also know that not everybody likes the WWE Network. Not everybody streams the WWE Network. And some things on the WWE Network should exist, but don't. I'm trying to think of like some rare DVDs I have. WWF Action. I don't think that exists on the network. A bunch of random TNA DVDs I have. Doesn't exist on the network. ROH, obviously. Doesn't exist on the network. I gotta look through my collection. It's in the other room. I'll have to actually, you know what? One day I should do a video where I just give you guys a tour of how many videos I have between the old VHSs that are buried in my garage and the DVDs I have. But anyway, long story short, what I'm gonna do going forward from now on, and it could start with this video. It could start with, yeah, let's you know what? Let's start it with this video, and we'll give away our first free DVD next week. The best commenter, the best questioner, the best person that brings up the best point. It could be a question, it could be something, it could be a topic, whatever. Every single week, we'll get a free DVD from my personal DVD collection. It could be the Bret Hart collection. It could be Armageddon 2005. It could be the Rise and Fall of ECW. It could be the Stone Cold Truth. It could be WWF Action. It could be the original DVD for WWF Rock Bottom 1998. It could be TNA's 50 Greatest Moments. Yes, I actually have that DVD. I know, don't call me a loser. I'm just saying. I used to collect a lot of things. Hell, maybe I'll even throw in my Dragon Ball Z VHS tape from the Trunks saga. Whatever the case may be. If you have the best comment, the best question, the best point, whatever, you will earn yourself a free DVD. We're going to choose a new winner every single week, and there's an easy way to qualify for this. You could leave a comment below. You could send me a Twitter message at Fred Richani or at Sports Courier. You could send us a DM. Actually, the easiest way would be to comment on YouTube below this video. Send me a direct message on facebook.com/thesportscourier. Our DMs are open there. Or you can email me, fred@thesportscourier.com. Because let's face it, with these live streams and everything, the comments end up disappearing afterwards. If I do a Facebook Live video, sometimes the comments end up disappearing afterwards. If you have a topic or a question that you're very proud of, a point that you're very proud of that you brought up, just send it to me on facebook.com/thesportscourier or fred@thesportscourier.com. And if I still haven't heard from you, or for whatever reason you haven't reached me, you see all the social media on here. Just bug the hell out of me till I see it, and I will guarantee that you will get your free DVD if it is what I deem the best. But you guys are the best. I'm going to get on out of here. Before we go, let me just check out a couple more questions and topics. Mr. Racer wants me to talk about Randy Orton because he is the biggest Randy Orton fan on the planet. I don't think it really counts, Racer, because you've been freaking talking about this for, 5 years now? Just give it up, bro. Just give it up. And lastly, thoughts on Kevin Owens saving Sami Zayn at a recent house show. Do you think this will get on TV before the year is over? Perhaps, but they did it in Montreal because that's their hometown and it's very special for them. I would like to see KO remain a heel, but you know what? I don't really see what KO does after SummerSlam. He's facing AJ Styles for the U.S. title again. Shane McMahon's the ref. He's going to eventually feud with Shane. I guess maybe, just maybe, he'll end up pinning Shane in some match with a lot of hardcore rules. Maybe they'll do a Survivor Series team, or it'll be Team Shane versus KO. But after that, where does Kevin Owens go from there? Does he go in the title picture, which he belongs in, with the world title? Or do they put him on the back burner for the time being? That really remains to be seen. We can't predict what's going to happen. Maybe Shinsuke wins the title. Maybe Jinder retains. Maybe Shinsuke wins and they do a stupid thing where Baron Corbin cashes in. A lot can happen, but could I see a period where maybe they don't know what to do with Kevin Owens, much like at some points they didn't know what to do with CM Punk or Daniel Bryan, and then they end up putting him in a tag team? Yeah, I could see that. I could see him doing that. And you know what? A reluctant tag team with KO and Sami Zayn, considering the fact that they're real-life best friends and actually were a great tag team back in the day in ROH and the Indies, I would really love to see that. It's better than Kevin Owens just losing matches left and right, because I think he's lost, like 3-4 straight matches? It's been a while. It's been a while since he had a win. Well, actually, no, he did. He won at Battleground and that botched finish for the U.S. title. But before that, didn't he? He's lost to Shinsuke a couple times already. He lost to AJ. He's been bitched out by Shane. So I think he's overdue for a win. But I don't see him winning at SummerSlam. I hope he wins against Shane. We will see what happens. But, folks, I am going to get on out of here. I hope you enjoyed the show. Terry Allen Jr. asks real quick, will you be answering any Skype calls down the road? Yes, I will. I'll try to make it more of a habit. I don't know if I could do it all the time because sometimes with these streams I kind of just do it on the fly and can't get set up. But, yeah, every now and then I will try to incorporate that. As far as what's on the horizon, I'm going to be at the House of Hardcore show in Freehold, New Jersey, my hometown at I Play America. That should be fun this Friday night. I'm going to be at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, taking some picks for TSC News in a couple weeks. And I'm going to be hosting a live recap of Mayweather versus McGregor. I am going to try my best to host a live chat as well. I haven't done those in a while. I think I haven't done one since Mayweather and Pacquiao, and that one was very successful. So if you want live running commentary, or awkward commentary anyway, of the freak show boxing match between Mayweather and Pacquiao, let me know, and I will make that happen. As far as the video game front, I just uploaded a review of the NHL 18 beta on Xbox One and PS4. I uploaded a video talking about Madden ratings on youtube.com/TSC Gaming. And yes, if you're a sports gamer, WWE 2K gamer, I got you covered. And of course, we got our TSC News TV show airing on MNN2 Thursday mornings, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Fridays right here on this YouTube channel. This week is our best football interviews episode. We look back at our best football player interviews. Next week, we have an interview I just conducted tonight with Punisher Martinez. Actually, Punisher Martinez in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but Punishment Martinez in the States and in Ring of Honor Wrestling. He is an impressive specimen. He is a badass dude. He's actually a really humble dude as well, with a very unique backstory. I think you guys will enjoy that interview. In the meantime, click that subscribe button. Feel free to browse around. I think there's something for everybody here on this YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. Follow me on social media, facebook.com/sportscourier, @sportscourier on Twitter, @TSC News on Instagram. Until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the matches.